Solana Sol gained over 18% in the last 24 hours to outperform top cryptos on an otherwise dull trading day. Sol has surpassed $63, a level last seen in May 2022. Daily trade volumes increased by more than 70% to over $3.7 billion, up from an average of $2 billion at the start of November. Sol is up 150% since October 1st but still down 77% from its all-time high, according to crypto research firm Keiko, which highlighted a surprising factor for the continued Solana boom. In a tweet, Keiko observed that Sol's blistering rally has continued with limited liquidity. It further adds that liquidity in USD terms is at its highest level since the collapse of FTX. Sol's blistering rally has continued with limited liquidity. In USD terms, liquidity is at its highest level since FTX collapsed. But, in native units, it has been trending downwards, indicating that MMS are maintaining a stable level of liquidity. pic.twitter.com/2J0FLRWG3W Keiko, @Keiko Data, November 14, 2023. However, liquidity has been going downward in native units, indicating that market makers, MMS, are maintaining a stable level of liquidity. Sol prices plummeted in November 2022 after FTX collapsed, but hopes about Solana have revived following the end of Sam Bankman-Fried's trial. Meanwhile, wallets linked to the bankrupt crypto exchange FTX have transferred out over $102 million in Sol tokens to crypto exchanges in recent months. Moving to exchanges may indicate selling, but the impact was reversed on Solana's price, which has hitherto risen. Institutional investments in Sol tokens have also increased in recent weeks. Shares of Grayscale Solana Trust, GSOL, hit a nearly 900% premium to the spot Sol held in each share last week, indicating demand for the token. According to the latest CoinShares report, digital asset investment products saw inflows totaling $293 million in the past week, bringing a 7-week run of inflows past the $1 billion mark. Solana saw further inflows totaling $12 million. The Solana, Sol, price reached a new yearly high of $64 last week and is attempting to break out again. Sol has increased parabolically since the start of October. How long will this increase continue? Solana, Sol, closes above $50 resistance. The Sol price has surged significantly since breaking a long-term descending resistance trend line and confirming it as support in September, green icon. This upward movement has been rapid, with no noticeable pullback. Sol surpassed the $27 and $50 resistance areas during the ascent. Last week's close of $56 was the first above $50 since May 2022. The Sol price also reached a new yearly high of $64 last week. Traders commonly use the Relative Strength Index, RSI, to gauge momentum, identifying potential buying or selling opportunities based on overbought or oversold conditions. Read more, 9 best AI crypto trading bots to maximize your profits. An RSI above 50 and an upward trend suggest a favorable scenario for bulls, while readings below 50 imply the opposite. The RSI is above 50 and rising, indicating a bullish trend. Despite the RSI being in overbought territory, there's no bearish divergence yet, signaling a potential price decline. Also, the current RSI value of 82 is well below the all-time high of 99. On Tuesday, Luke Honkagin tweeted that the FTX account deposited $13.6 million worth of Sol to the Kraken exchange. The FTX address has sold most of its holdings, leaving only 3,408 Sol that could provide sell pressure in the future. Sol price prediction: when will price reach a local top? Technical analysts use the Elliott wave theory to identify recurring long-term price patterns and understand investor psychology, aiding in trend direction determination. On the daily time frame, the Solana price appears to be in the third wave of a 5-wave upward movement, which is typically the sharpest and longest among bullish waves. Wave 3 is nearing 2.61 times the length of Wave 1, a likely level for a top. Cryptocurrency trader Blunt's Capital also used the Elliott wave theory to predict the short-term bottom and ongoing bounce. The daily RSI reinforces the upward trend, increasing without any bearish divergence. So, the future Sol price prediction will likely be determined by the reaction at the $67 resistance. If the Sol price breaks out, it can increase by another 35% and reach $86. On the other hand, if the Sol price gets rejected, it can correct by 20% and reach the $50 support area, completing Wave 4. Notably, the decrease to the $50 area will not invalidate the bullish trend. Cryptocurrency trader CryptoPoseidon has used a fractal to predict that the Sol price will fall gradually toward $20 before eventually resuming its increase. According to Elliott wave theory, the bullish trend will only be invalidated with a decrease below the Wave 1 high, red line, at $32. That could cause a 60% price decrease to the next support at $27. U.S.-based fintech firm CFX Labs disclosed Wednesday that it raised $9.5 million in seed investments to expand its Solana blockchain-based stablecoin payment and remittances network globally. The fundraising was oversubscribed, the firm said in a press release, with Shima Capital, Degasonic, Antalpha, CMT Digital, Corazon Capital, Kraken Ventures, Newform Capital and Illinois-based Metropolitan Capital Bank and Trust participating. Remittances are one of the most compelling use cases for stablecoins, as transactions on the blockchain can settle almost instantly, offer lower fees and are open 24/7. US dollar-backed stablecoins are digital dollars in a token form and serve as a key role in bridging traditional currencies and blockchain-based digital assets. CFX Labs payment network enables people to send and receive fiat dollars overseas to countries such as India, Mexico, and Nigeria using the firm's proprietary stablecoin FXUSD and the Solana Sol blockchain as payment rail for transactions. Customers can also initiate money transfers from brick-and-mortar convenience stores across the U.S. including Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid. When users deposit cash, they receive digital dollars in the company's Move Money embedded wallet. Since Move Money opened in October, customers have opened some 4,000 accounts, founder Nick Covett said in an interview with CoinDesk. The company will use the fresh investment to expand its network to more countries, aiming to reach 1.2 billion people by 2024 Q2, according to the press release. CFX Labs plans to expand into new geographies and has an enormous total addressable market, encompassing over 1 billion people who have sent or received remittances globally with a product that boasts low fees, convenience, and quick settlements, Study Pandya, principal of Kraken Ventures, told CoinDesk in a note. The CEO of ARK Invest has made an extremely bullish statement about Solana, so, amid a notable upsurge in the asset's price. Cathie Wood, the CEO of ARK Invest, a leading investment management firm, seems to have stirred up the altcoin market, particularly igniting Sol bulls to kick off a bullish rally. In a recent interview with CNBC's Squawk Box, interviewers posed a question centering on Bitcoin's dominance in the cryptocurrency and blockchain markets. The interviewer was curious to know if there are any alternative blockchain applications, other than Bitcoin, that the firm is currently focused on. In response, Wood asserted that Ethereum, Ether, and Solana, Sol, are some of the most promising networks in the market. ARK Invest is already focusing on Ether and its position in the market as a leader in smart contract adoption and decentralized finance, DeFi. However, Wood is even more convinced that Solana is outpacing Ethereum as a blockchain network with its structural advantages. There are infrastructure players, she remarked. Solana is doing a really good job. If you look, Ether was faster and cheaper than Bitcoin back in the day. That's how we got Ether. Solana is even faster and more cost-effective than Ether. So there is infrastructure at play. We do believe Web3 digital assets are big ideas, she asserted. Solana, Sol, has since surged following super positive developments. Sol saw a 12% increase in its daily gains as market sentiments have become even more bullish as bulls eagerly look forward to a $100 price point. At report time, Sol is trading for $62. Notably, Sol is the highest performing altcoin within the top 10 category, with monthly and weekly gains sitting at 187% and 46%, respectively. Market cap and trading volume are also in the green zone. Meanwhile, Wood remains just as bullish on Bitcoin as in previous times. Pushing back on the narrative that a Bitcoin 2.0 might be in the works, she explained that market players have already tried and failed. Although it was noted that a handful of traditional investors are still yet to grasp the concept of Bitcoin fully, Wood insists that the Bitcoin network has revolutionized the concept of money. As she further explained, I think most people understand that Bitcoin is the money revolution. This is the first global, private, digital rules-based monetary system in history.